Hey folks, Ria Punjabi here. If you're interested in knowing how to kickstart your online coaching business, continue watching this video, or if you're listening to me, continue listening to this podcast. Let me quickly start talking to you about the different types of coaching. Let's understand the difference between coaching and consulting first before we dive into how do you actually kickstart your online coaching business. Okay, so first things first, let's understand a model. Is it that you want to start your online coaching business, or is it that you want to start your online consultation business? These are two different things. Of course, there are similarities, but we're going to talk about the differences right now. So first, have clarity on whether you want to get into the coaching model or consultation model, and then you'll come to know about the next steps. All right, let's quickly understand the difference between coaching and consulting. Now, simply put, a coach is somebody who will show you the path, but you need to walk on the path. The coach will guide you, the coach will ask you questions, but the answers come from you being the customer. All right. Whereas in case of a consultant literally tells you, come, hold my hand, and let's walk. Okay. The consultant, he or she literally tells you what to do. He does not ask you questions and does not get the answers out of you. He actually tells you the answers and the best ways to go about it. All right. In a sense, coaching is right brain activity. It's creative in nature. Whereas consultation is more or less like a left brain activity where you need to strategize, you need to use your logic, and so on. Okay. In case of coaching, you tend to focus on the person. You're looking at the person, the pain points of a person, what is the person going through. Whereas in case of consultation, you focus on the problem. You and your client together just go and literally go through the problem and try to crack it. All right. Now, last point, which is very, very, very crucial, and this is the distinguishing factor between coaching and consultation. In case of coaching, your customer is the expert. You're just guiding the customer, but the subject matter expert is actually your customer. He or she knows his or her business or whatever issue that is. That person is the expert, and you're just guiding them, you're giving them direction. Whereas in case of consultation, you as the consultant are the subject matter expert. The client is coming to you because they know that you're an expert in this area. All right. So that's the difference between coaching versus consultation. I hope that's clear. Now let's go ahead and understand within coaching what are the different formats, and within consultation what are the different formats. All right. Let's begin with coaching. So in case of coaching, you have a one-to-one coaching where you and the client sit together, maybe offline or online, and you're discussing on a one-on-one basis. That's one-on-one. Okay. The next format is a small group coaching where it's like a one-to-many relationship, but the many is not a lot. It's just like 20, 25 people. So SGC is nothing but small group coaching. You also have another type of coaching, which is called as large group coaching. Okay, so large group coaching is where typically you would have seen webinars, right? Where there might be one person and that person is talking to maybe 500 people, 2000 people, 3000 people. So it's literally that it's one person but talking to hundreds and thousands of people. All right. Now let's move on. Let's look at the different types of consultations. Okay. Similar to coaching, you have different types of consultations as well. So you have a short-term consultation where the person is coming to you, say, for one session, two sessions, three, four sessions, probably, or maybe like a month. But in case of a long-term consultation, the consultation could go on for 6 months to 1 year, sometimes even beyond a year. A lot of business consultants actually help clients get through a business and have 1 year kind of associations, 1 year kind of memberships that they sell. All right. So that's our first thing to keep in mind, that we need to decide whether we want to go for a coaching model or a consultation model. That's one. Now, once you've decided that, you need to understand whether you want to do a one-on-one format or you want to do a one-to-many. Even in one-to-many, what do you want to do? Do you want to cater to a small group or a large group? Okay. Now, if you're getting into a coaching model, like an online coaching business, you could have all of these at different levels. So probably You could, when you're starting off, start with a small group coaching where you coach, say, 15, 20 people, or even lesser, does not matter, 5 to 10 people, and you're working with a close knit, right? And when you're working with them so closely, you come to know the exact problems they are facing, the issues they are facing, you get feedback from them. And based on that feedback, you keep refining your product. So you could start with small group coaching, and then probably you could go to a large group coaching where you have more people, and then finally you could have a one-on-one. A classic example would be, let's say you want to beta test your product. So you start with a small group coaching. Once you've refined your product, you start doing webinars, and you try to sell it to more and more people. So you are now coaching a large group. And then finally you do a high ticket coaching, which is one-on-one coaching with a fixed number of people, like a tiny number of people. For example, you'll do only 4 coaches per month or 5 coaches per month, and they're going to be high ticket. You're not going to do it for each and every one. Okay, that's one way of going about it. The other way of going about it could be, probably you start with one-on-one, where if you're new in the market, you could do free one-on-one consultations for people, like 15-minute one-on-one consultations, and you try to understand what is it that they are going through, and the talks that you have with them will help you to actually make a product. Okay, when I say a product, I mean a digital product, which is nothing but your course. Okay, you could do that, or you understand the need and bring these together in a small group and you shoot the product along with them. Okay, so you don't have to record it, you just come live with them, and then you have conversations and you teach. That becomes your live product converted to recorded. Okay, and then finally what you could do is, the same group, you could pitch a higher level product, which is a large group coaching. Okay, now you may wonder, how can a small group suddenly become into a large group? That's when you have multiple small groups, you're coaching multiple small groups, but end of the day you're pitching the same product, which is a large group coaching. You could do that as well. All right, so the format depends on you. I just wanted to give you some ideas on how you can go about this. If you personally ask me, if you're new in the market, start with a free one-on-one with people, move to small group, and then you could move from multiple small groups to large groups, or you could do a one-on-one, do a small group, and once you've refined your product, you directly move to large group coaching and keep that as your model till the time you feel that, okay, now I want to take certain high ticket coaching clients as well. All right, so that's on our model. Now let's move to the next part, which is myths. A lot of people are very anxious about starting their online coaching business because of a lot of reasons. Okay, one problem, one major reason that people have is information overwhelm. There's so much of information available on Google that you're actually confused which mentor to follow, right? So that's one major problem. Okay, with that comes the guilt, or let me say, how do I put this, if not guilt, that feeling, that anxiety that I'm not an expert. So when you see so much of information around you, you suddenly feel that, hey, I'm not an expert, I don't think I'm ready to start an online coaching business. Well, my friend, that's completely wrong. You don't need any certificates, you don't need any degrees, you don't need anyone to claim that you're an expert to actually launch an online course. As long as you're better than other people in your circle, or you know that you can help at least somebody, you're good enough. You just need to have the right intention to help people. That's it. All right, so that's the first myth. You don't have to be an expert. Okay, next is, another hitch or myth that people have is that I need to face the camera and I'm not comfortable facing the camera. So that's a myth again. You don't have to face the camera when you are launching your online course, or when you're selling something online. You could very well keep your camera off, just display some very engaging slides or even a mind map, and let your audio be heard only. Your video could be off. And another myth related to that is that I need to get videographers, I need to spend a lot of money for my video shoots. No, you do not need to spend massive amount of money. You just need a decent webcam, and you can just shoot your own courses all by yourself, completely independently. You don't need to depend on any external person or any expensive videographer. All right, I hope I'm breaking all the myths, and I hope I'm able to get you closer to your goal of actually launching your online business. Okay, And last and very, very, very crucial myth is that people think that they need to invest in a lot of expensive tools in order to make an online coaching business successful. Not at all true. There are while there are a lot of tools that are really good and expensive, there are also a lot of tools which are affordable and still do really well. Okay, so don't keep that thing in your mind that you need to invest in really expensive tools. No, there are tools in the market. Maybe you might not be aware of it, but there are a lot of tools in the market that are really affordable and do a very good job. Okay, so kill these myths, burst these bubbles. You don't need to be an expert. You do not need to face the camera. You do not need to invest in expensive video shoots or videographers. And yes, you do not need to spend on expensive tools as well. Okay. With that, now let me come to the next part, which is extremely crucial. Okay. Now, some people, as we were talking right now, we were talking about video shoots, right? We were talking about fear of facing the camera. Now, some people feel that when I say an online coaching business or an online course, launching an online course, it only means facing the camera and doing the talking. It's only videos. No, digital products can be anything. Your course could be videos, it could be audio, it could be multiple things. It could be PPTs, it could be text, it could be PDFs. Give a lot of templates, give checklists, give workbooks, you could give ebooks, you could have swipe files, and you could also do quizzes and assessments. Make your online course a combination of all of this. Don't make it boring by only shooting videos, right? So let me again clear that myth. You do not need to keep your camera on if you're not comfortable. Your audio is good enough with the slides or with a mind map or any tool that you feel is engaging enough. And along with these videos where your camera is off, you could also add more things which are really valuable and which the customer really likes, like templates, checklists, workbooks, so that once they are done listening to you, they also have something to go back on and take action, right? Now I come to a very crucial part, which is the roadmap. So the topic for today is kickstart your online coaching business. Now the question is how? I actually have a roadmap in place, which is a simple 9-step model. Let's have a look at it. Okay, so let's divide these 9 steps into 3 phases. The first phase is your heavy duty work, your groundwork. Okay, where you first think of a profitable idea. That's just step number 1. Okay, when I say a profitable idea, I mean your niche. What niche do you want to enter into? The next step is you define who is that customer whom you want to cater to. You can't cater to the entire world. You need to have a specific set of people whom you are targeting. Okay, so that's your step number 2, where you define who's your ideal customer. Now once you know your ideal customer, you then, based on all the conversations that you've had with them, or, I mean, by way of a 15 minutes coaching, one-on-one coaching, or maybe you did some survey, or maybe you've met people, you know the market well. Based on all this data that you've collected, now you craft a course. Okay, when I say craft a course, I mean you craft an offer, and in that offer you're going to mention that this is the course, these are the things that the course will have, and these are some bonuses that I'm throwing in for you, and this is the price. Would you be interested to buy? Okay, so far you've not even made the course. Mind you, you've not shot a single video. All you've done is you've crafted an offer. Okay, that's phase number 3, or step number 3 of phase 1. Then you move into the launching phase, which is phase 2, and then you release this offer in the market. Okay, you're doing some testing over there, and you're seeing whether people are ready to buy your offer or not. Now if people are not ready to buy your offer, don't be disheartened. It's absolutely okay. You may now want to refine certain things in your offer and relaunch the offer. Okay, so you keep making tiny tweaks here and there in your offer till you finally get it right and release it in the market. When people buy from you, it could be a tiny number like 4 or 5 people buying from you. That is a validation that your course will sell in the market. Okay, so once these 4 or 5 people have paid you the money, you're not now going to have a small group coaching with them. Okay, so you meet them every week, you decide the frequency, you meet them every week and you release a video, or you shoot a video live with them, and then you meet them for feedbacks, you meet them for answering their questions, and so on. So along the way, you're actually developing your course content as well. Okay, now once this is done, your first batch is ready. Your first batch is actually done. Okay, now you move into scaling up. So you now start working on your webinar. You start working on the webinar PPT. What are you going to talk in the webinar? What is the offer that you're going to give, and so on. Once that work is done, you now scale up. So when I say scale up, you actually get into automations, integrations, whole tech setup basically, and you start doing the heavy lifting work here. Okay, now, while I say it's heavy lifting, to be honest, it's not as much of heavy duty work as phase one. To be honest, though tech and automation sounds really difficult, it sounds like, oh my God, what is this? Actually, if you just follow the path that your coach gives you, you will get it right in like an hour or two. Okay, so you do that, you do your tech and automation setup, your email automations, your payment gateway, and everything gets integrated, and then finally you're now ready to do your paid ads. Okay, so you get into Facebook ads, you get into Instagram ads, you get people into your world, call them for your webinars, and then you do your selling. Okay, now once this is done, more and more people are joining you, they are paying for your course, you are actually building a tribe of your own, you're actually building followers of your own. Okay, and these followers will start loving you so much because of the kind of value that you're providing them, that they'll actually turn from customers to your partners. They'll actually want to help you get more business. They'll actually, spread a positive word of mouth about you, and that's the end goal. We want to help people, we want to create value, and we want to create value to more and more people. We want to increase our reach, right? That's why we take the route of online coaching, right? So a quick 9-step roadmap is in place for you. This is exactly the 9 steps that you need to follow when you are starting your online coaching business. Okay. So I hope you found this session useful. I hope you liked what you heard today. If you'd like to keep in touch with me, which I really suggest you do, because it's always good to be connected with more and more people. So the easiest way to stay in touch is to join my Facebook group, the link to which is link.riapunjabi.com/FBVIP. Okay, I'll just spell it out for you. It's link.RHEAPUNJABI.com/FBVIP. All right. So looking forward to seeing you inside the Facebook group. Cheers.